welcome to March's readings for your zodiac signs. Just like usual, we're going to be doing the past, present, and future readings. But before your video begins, I just wanted to put up some significant dates that are going to be going through the month of March that you should be highly aware of, that may affect your circumstances or how you feel. Additionally, during March, we're actually going to be experiencing Saturn in Pisces for, I believe, the first time in 30 years. I'm not quite sure, but I know we'll have Saturn in Pisces until 2025, so that's going to be a really big energy. And essentially what that means is that the universe will be testing our boundaries during this time. So also please be mindful of that as well within the reading if that calls out to you. But yeah, so we'll be using the Zodiac dice too. And let's get on with your guys' reading. Hi Gemini, welcome to your reading for the month of March 2023. Today we'll be doing a past, present, and future reading just like before, and we will also be looking at your general energies with the Hedge Witch and the Crystal Oracle decks, as well as rolling these Zodiac dice over here. So we'll be having a look at what your general energies might be. This could also be people who are influencing you at this time, their sun, moon, or rising. However, the dice is just extra confirmation, it's just dessert, so don't pay it too much attention if it doesn't really resonate with you. Okay, so we will get started. I'm gonna roll the dice. Okay. So your first sign that you got was Aquarius, so your other air sign. I believe actually Aquarius is showing up in a lot of the other signs, and I think you also showed up for Aquarius as well, so that makes sense. And then you have Capricorn, father of the zodiac, and last but not least you have Pisces. Some of my favorite people are Gemini, so and I am a Pisces, so there you go. We'll be using the Monsoon Tarot deck to figure out what your past is going to be like, or your most recent past is going to be for March 2023. So universe, what is Gemini's most recent past for March 2023? Okay. This one. 2 more cards spare. What's going on for Gemini in March 2023? This guy. Last but not least. Oh shoot, that's way too many cards. Actually, we'll take this one guy that fell out here. And as usual, we'll be taking a card from the bottom of the deck for our advice pile. Yeah. Next, we'll be using the Muerte Tarot deck for present. So, what is going on in March 2023 for your presents, Gemini? Ooh. March 2023. What's going on at the present? Okay, this one and then this one. Okay, and then we have the Ceccoli Tarot deck for the future. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I'm probably completely butchering it, but what's going on for Gemini's future for March 2023? What's going on with Okay, give me one more card for Gemini's future. March of 2023. Okay, now that we have our 3 piles, we'll set these guys aside over here. There we go. And then we'll be using the Rider Waite to look at what your thoughts and feelings are. Ooh. What are Gemini's thoughts and feelings for March 2023? Okay, let's go. Alrighty, now that we have those 2 piles, we're gonna look at the Hedge Oracle. So what are Gemini's general energies? Let's go. Now with the crystal deck, what's Gemini's energies? Oh my goodness. This one. And this is too many, universe. We need only one more. Please give us one more card. That is also way too many. That's spelled out on the floor. I'm so sorry. Just give me one moment. Okay. Give me a card for Gemini. Gemini. Okay, so I set the oracle cards aside to read for last. So we have your 3 cards for your past. In the first position, we have the 4 of Water, which is the 4 of Cups. Then you have the 9 of Water, which is the 9 of Cups. And then you have Strength. Okay. Pretty interesting. So far I see that there you may be feeling like bored at the moment, or feeling like something isn't quite right, like you're missing something. But from what I can see from the cards, you're forgetting an opportunity that's right in front of you, but you'll be able to recognize it through having emotional strength, and ultimately that's what leaves you to have this 9 of Cups, which is like a wish fulfillment. But let's have a look at the present to see if maybe you could clarify things a little bit more. So for the present, you have the High Priestess. Okay, interesting. And you have the Knight of Cups. Okay. Next you have the Devil. And then before I say anything else, let's look at your future. So for your future, we have the King of Swords. Then the King of Wands. Okay, interesting. And this is the Queen of Pentacles. Okay. You have very interesting energies around you. So, from initially looking at these cards, I'm sorry, let me fix it. It's a little bit crooked. And I'm also sorry if that noise was a little bit too loud. I banged my elbow up a little bit. So what I'm seeing is that there may be 2 opportunities approaching you, or specifically I'm leaning towards relationships. I'm seeing this King of Swords and this King of Wands as 2 different people. So someone who might be a little bit more flighty, a little bit more rushed, like there is a rushed feeling here. But you also have this Knight of Wands, and the Knight of Wands is very charming. He will say everything you want in order to like feel comfortable, to feel needed, and I think those attributes might be like one person, and then a separate person is like this Knight of Cups energy. So this person who is like romantic, who is balanced within their own emotions, and a part of what I see here is that there is double energy, and the double energy can represent control, but it also ultimately represents temptation, being tempted to make the wrong decision and not the right decision, and evaluate things in terms of immediate satisfaction rather than long-term satisfaction. So that's really what I'm seeing here, and the universe is encouraging you to be this Queen of Pentacles. So the Queen of Pentacles has everything that she needs. She doesn't need anything else. She is abundant on her own, and because of that, she can make decisions that are going to be the best for her kingdom. And it's kind of like pre-Empress energy. So if this is a relationship, I'm seeing this as a relationship where you have two different choices. One of them is going to be better than the other, and you need to use your own intuition from the High Priestess to make the decision that is best for you. And potentially, this Knight of Cups could be a person that you already know, and you just have not yet acknowledged them, or maybe you feel like, oh, I don't want to go and be in a relationship with them, because maybe it feels safe compared to the other relationships, or you don't want to jeopardize your friendships. It could be something like that as well. If it's not something that is romance, I can see these as like job opportunities. So you can switch the people out for like, here's a job opportunity that fulfills you, that gives you the Nine of Cups, and here's a job opportunity that looks or here's a job opportunity that's stable, it gives you the Nine of Cups, but maybe it doesn't have the excitement that you usually require to keep you in a job like that. However, there's another job opportunity that comes that might be something that's like really exciting, but like the pay sucks and like all these other things suck about it, and maybe the boss that you thought was going to be a good boss is like not a good boss. That's another way that I can see this situation. I also see like a part of this King of Wands too as like a part of yourself, mostly because I see the King of Wands staring at the Queen of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles, her actual ice cream, is staring at the King of Wands. So like the way the Queen of Wands is like unveiling her dragon almost reminds me of like she's putting her foot down in a way. So there's a need for you to put your foot down and to follow your heart and to say, I'm trusting my intuition. I am relying on this inner strength that I have, and I'm going to make the right choice because of this. And I can also see too that the Knight of Swords, or the King of Swords, I don't know why I said Knight of Swords, the King of Swords could also be you as well. So at this time, you are very good in terms of like communication and your words in saying what you want. So this represents your thoughts and this represents your actions, if that makes sense. But yeah, that's what I see for now. Let's have a look at what your thoughts and feelings are and what the advice cards are to maybe bring a little bit more clarity towards the situation. So let me clear the table. Oh my goodness. The High Priestess really wanted to jump out of my hands again, so your intuition is really going to be key this month. Okay, so we have these 3 cards for your thoughts and feelings at the moment. So we have the 9 of Wands. Okay, yeah. And we have the Fool. And we have the 2 of Pentacles. Okay, yeah, I can see this. So from the past situation that you moved on from, there are still residual feelings of like burden or negative feelings that are burdening you. And so you need to really be able to let go of those in order to maintain balance in yourself, in order to go after the right opportunities. You don't want any of these negative emotions influencing your future choices. These negative emotions can also be tied to the devil that we saw previously. And with the Fool card here, the universe is also encouraging you to be open-minded towards new things. Like I said, there may be a job that is not exciting enough for you, and there's another job that is exciting for you but has like all these terrible things about it. Go with your intuition and go with the job that is more stable, because you might actually be surprised that it might actually turn out a lot better than you think. So you have to be willing to jump off of the mountain, just like the Fool, into this new beginning, while also maintaining balance. Because I know sometimes when it comes to work or relationships, we think we want one thing and it's just a reflection of all the other bad things that have happened to us in the past, and that's why we have a tendency to attract the same people or the same things to us. So that's what I'm really sensing from here. So feeling this burden, feeling the need to have balance and the need to start over is really strong. And so now, let's have a look at your advice cards from the universe. First you have the 10 of Air, which is the 10 of Swords. So something coming to an end. In the original 10 of Swords, there's a man lying on the ground and he's stabbed with all these swords, but his hand makes the symbol of blessings. So with this ending comes new blessings, a new beginning, just like the Fool. Then you have the Queen of Swords. It's in reverse, but we'll flip it. Next you have the 2 of Wands. And then you have the 7 of Swords. Yes, so with the Queen of Swords and the 7 of Swords here, it symbolizes there is something tricky that is going to happen. And so what you need to do is you need to embody the Queen of Swords energy. And she has that sword for a reason. She has that sword to cut out all the bullshit that she's not willing to deal with. So you need to embody this Queen of Swords energy and cut out whatever this this trickery, this deviousness, this manipulative nature is out of your life. And then start to plan for the future. I actually quite like this card because it's almost, she's looking at herself and she's reflecting on herself. And oftentimes we need to reflect inward in order to determine and plan what is next for our life, which is actually what the 2 of Wands symbolizes. It symbolizes looking towards the future, looking towards the things that you want to establish. So yeah, your advice cards, your emotion cards are pretty straightforward. So let me clear it again. Let's have a look at your oracle cards. Okay. So the first oracle card that we have is Juniper, which is to invigorate. Then you have Dogwood, which is to defend. For your crystals, oh, you actually have 3 crystals. I thought I pulled 2, but you know what? It's always a nice surprise. So you got an extra crystal. Lapis Lazuli, means prophetic dreams, releasing anger, serenity, and grace. Then you have air, which is your sign. You know, Gemini is an air sign. Communication, imagination, independent, and witty. And then you also have Argon star clusters, earth healing, grounding, stress relief, and vitality. So we'll have a look at the field guide, and I'll read out the entries for juniper and dogwood. So I'll start with dogwood. Now may not be the time for passivity. Defend yourself when necessary. Stand up for what you know to be true. The Five of Wands comes to mind immediately in relation to this card. Most of the fives in the tarot deck speak of competition and standing your ground, but none more vehemently than the Five of Wands. This card urges you to be alert, engaged, and ready to fight for the things that you value. Next is juniper. So the essential oil of juniper is bright and pine-like and very invigorating, which is the oracle property associated with this plant. To invigorate is to revitalize, animate, and bring fresh life to something. This oracle card is a call to wake up and smell the proverbial coffee. One of the tarot cards we can associate with this plant is the Two of Swords, which calls for clear sight and decisive decision-making. Juniper, ruled by the sun and bringing clarity, can also be an antidote to the Seven of Cups, which indicates that you may be lost in a murky dream world or the victim of deception. So, that is pretty much it for your reading today, Gemini. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I hope there was something that really resonated with you. Always remember to take what resonates and leave what doesn't. I really appreciate you watching here and being with me for the reading. And yeah, I hope you have a wonderful March ahead of you. And I'll see you later. Bye.